Hello, listeners and viewers. Today is Saturday, the 6th of December 2025. Today, I want to welcome you to another edition of my Just Asking Question podcast. Of course, as usual and always, I want to start with some words of wisdom. Today's words of wisdom says, people see you according to how they need you. People see you according to how they need you. I mean, for those who need a job, definitely they'll see you as an employer. If they need money, they'll see you as their cashier or their ATM. If they need power, they will see you as their power giver, their electorate. We have heard of this word, power belongs to the people. It only belongs to the people when they need us. But when once they receive it, no, power belongs to the elected class. Those in trouble will definitely see you as a hero to save them. People who are jealous of you, they may not be doing as well as you are doing. They might really, explain your success as witchcraft, because we want to blame people for our own problems. And people who want to fight definitely will look for an adversary or an enemy. And do not even be under the illusion that because we are from the same mother and father makes us family. No. Just because we share the same blood lineage means we are related. Blood makes us related. Family, definitely, it's a complete different thing. Blood does not make you family at all. It only makes you related. Family it's not about blood. It's about love. It's about loyalty. It's about trust. Having said that, now let's get on to the hard question of today. Is a very hard question. The question really today focuses on the Christian faith. And it asks the question, is the Christian faith an attempt to Christianize Roman pagan gods, Roman rituals, and Roman traditions? Or is it an attempt to Christianize Hellenistic tradition, Hellenistic pagan practices, Hellenistic rituals? Why am I asking this question? Because if you really look very observantly and very keenly, very carefully about Christianity, you can see a lot of the fingerprints of Roman pagan practices, Roman pagan traditions, Roman pagan gods, Roman pagan similarity with the Christian faith. Like for instance, let's take the issue of December 25th. Of course, December 25th is one of the widely acclaimed and celebrated holidays. It is associated with the birth of Christ. But why December 25th? Why? Let's look a little bit closely. December 25th is much more related to the worship of the sun god, which was formally established by a Roman emperor, Emperor Aurelian, in the 3rd century, which was called the Festival of Sol Invictus, or the Festival of Sol Invictus. What's the meaning of Sol Invictus? It means the unconquered sun. This particular practice, it was even celebrated by feasting. During this period, December 22nd 23rd, and 24th, we experience what we call the solar solstice. That is, the Earth pole in the northern hemisphere is tilted, and we have longer nights and shorter days. In fact, sometimes the sun refuses to even appear at all. And according to the Roman tradition and belief system, the sun from December 22nd, 23rd, 24th disappears from the sky. And they believed that the sun actually dies every year. And on the 25th, after 3 days, it resurrects. It rises again. And this particular practice, I mean, it's common. You check it, because there's no way you are going to tell me that Jesus was born in winter, because the activities described in the Bible by Luke, by Matthew, talking about the shepherds and the field. Winter, it's a very cold time. You will not expect really shepherds to be out there in the sky. No. In fact, the sky is a little bit murky, so much. So it completely undermines the fact that Jesus was even born in December 25th. But December 25th was actually a Roman practice of pagan rituals and festival, which was normally celebrated with a feast on December 25th called the Festival of Soul Invictus. And then we are actually seeing this in the Christian faith. The Bible is completely silent about the birthday of Jesus. But Christian fathers have actually invented December 25th, which was actually a day of celebration of Roman pagan practices. So the question is, Christianity, is a Christian faith a Christianization of the pagan Roman practices? Now, if you are not convinced with this, of course, I'm not here to convince you. I'm just there to ask questions. Let us look at Mithra and Jesus. Before Christianity, Mithraism was actually the dominant religious practice in Rome. But it was like a religious cult only for a chosen few, for Roman military officials. And of course, the main proponent of Mithraism was Mithra, hence the name Mithraism. Christianity, Jesus Christ, hence the name Christianity. But let us put the two side by side and see what I'm talking about. Of course, Mithraism actually came a little bit earlier, before Christianity. But then let us see the two. Let's actually juxtapose them side by side. Mithra, that was believed to be the sun god, was born by a virgin. Jesus, born by a virgin. Coincidence? Maybe. Mithra had 12 disciples. Jesus had 12 disciples. Coincidence? Maybe. Mithra had the last banquet with his disciples. Jesus had the last supper with his disciples. Coincidence? Probably. Mithra was believed to have been nailed on the cross. He died on the cross. Same story with the Jesus story. And Mithra resurrected after 3 days. Same as the Jesus story. And both of them were betrayed. And if you look at the depiction of Jesus in Roman churches, I mean, they actually represent him with the halos around his head. And Mithra actually is called the halos because she he is believed to be light. Jesus, light. So you see striking similarities between pagan religious practices and Christianity. So the question is it an attempt actually to Christianize these pagan practices? I'm just asking questions. Let us also look at Hellenism in Greek mythology. In the Greek myth, Dionysus was believed to have been born by a virgin. Same story with Jesus. Dionysus was the very first recorded, probably part human, part God, to have turned water into wine. And we saw the same thing also in the Bible. Jesus turning water into wine. Because all this, there are a lot of Roman and Hellenistic pagan practices that we are actually following. What is this speaking about? The religion, our faith, my faith. Now, let us also look at the word church itself. Church. We go to church every Sunday. What's the meaning of church? Of course, in modern day usage, it refers to the building of place of worship, congregation of fellowship of Christian believers. But do a deep dive into the etymological meaning of the word church. Church in Old English could be traced from circe, C-I-R-C-E. And in Greek, and it's a Greek word. And in Greek mythology, circe actually means a sorcerer, an enchantress, a female enchantress. And she was believed to have been given birth. His father is actually Mithra, the sun god, or Helios, the sun god, and Nephthah, believed to be the ocean. And circe, those who, if you want to go to circe actually lived in an island, an exclusively an island called the Isle of Air. And when you go to circe, the witch enchantress, she gives you a drink from her cup, and those who drink from her cup were transformed from human beings into swine. So what is this speaking? Because we go to church, and people who go to church are believed to be transformed by the gospel from unbelievers to believers. I mean, it's fascinating that we go to church on a Sunday. And Sunday, it is not as a result of any ecclesiastical instruction. It was as a result of a decree by a pagan emperor that actually said every Sunday is a day of rest. A pagan. And then now, Christmas in Roman days is believed to be the birthday of Mithra, the sun god. I mean, when you see all these pagan Roman practices, their festivals and the tradition finding its way into the Bible, one stands to wonder whether actually, if the Christian faith is a Christianization of pagan Roman practices, their activities, and their rituals. I'm just asking questions.